we're here at San Gregario.
Almost, not quite.
Well, we are.
We're in Santa Fe.
We're in Santa Fe National Forest.
Yes. We stopped found a campsite on the side of the road on the way to San Gregario Reservoir Trail. Thought it'd be a better place to camp. It's going to be a nice place, but we're kind of waiting to see what the weather's going to do because it's trying to rain on us. There's a good chance of thunderstorms tonight, so
yeah. So we decided
we don't want to get everything we got soaking wet.
It's really just a 2.3 mile out and back trail, which was going to be just 1 mile in, and still beautiful from what we've seen, but with storms brewing.
Yeah, we're gonna wait and see what the storms do. We may end up sleeping in the car instead of the tent.
Yeah, but if we do sleep in a tent tonight, we're going to sleep right down there in that lovely little spot right down there. But it's a beautiful place, and all along the road coming out here is campsites all over the place for boondocking. It's really quite nice.
But there's about a 50% chance of thunderstorms tonight, high fire hazard, so
yeah,
we'll make sure we stay pretty close to the forest road for a little while and make sure we can get out of here if we need to.
Yeah, which, let me show you the front of the vehicle, because we didn't quite pack for good overlanding, so
well, it is good overlanding. we're not going to die out here.
No, we're not going to die, but
we've got enough to survive for probably 3 months.
Probably. So if we need to hurry up and get out of here, it's going to take a little bit to move all that to the back.
Yeah. But depending on what kind of hurry we're in.
But whatever. What time's sunset?
About 2 hours.
We could probably go do the hike.
Well, if we do, we might not have a campsite.
True.
Your call.
No.
So let's go explore a little bit while we got the little.
Let's go explore. It is beautiful out here. Oh, something pretty cool. We stopped in town in Cuba to fill up on gas before we headed out here, and we saw 3, we believe, CDT through hikers walking through town.
Yeah, I think I smelt the first one. I'm pretty sure it was a through hiker.
Well, I'm pretty sure she was too. She was definitely not a homeless person, and she was going fast, and she had her trekking poles.
A badass are you, Barb?
Not. I would never do that. I'd rather wade through waist deep water than do that. Are you fixing to do it? Well, I'm getting this on camera.
Oh, no. I just went to the hospital last week with a freaking cedar branch stuck in my arm.
Wasn't last week.
2 weeks ago.
He ain't letting this go, people. He thinks he's a badass because he had a stick in his arm.
Branch. The nurse.
No, the nurse said a branch.
The nurse said it was a branch.
But it was
a tree branch.
A stick. Well, wait a minute. Nobody knows the story. We haven't told it to our YouTube friends.
We're good. Never mind.
Let me tell the story. So a few weeks ago, I think it was more like 3 weeks ago.
Maybe it was.
We have a trail system close by where we live, and Craig likes to trail run, and I like to hike it for exercise. It's a really good trail for exercise.
Really good trail for running too.
It is
3
normally.
mile loop.
So yeah, it's a 3 to 5 mile, depending on what you do. We started out, we hadn't even been on the trail
You sure are carrying this out a long time.
maybe 10 minutes while I'm walking. I can't think and walk at the same time, remember? Anyway, so he keeps interrupting too, because he doesn't really want me to tell this story. We hadn't been on the trail maybe 10 minutes. I was actually still getting my audiobook set up so that I could listen to my audiobook while I was hiking. And he had gotten ahead of me because he's running, I'm walking. He comes back.
I tripped, I fell, I crashed into the brush. I got up, I had a stick in my forearm.
Stick, okay?
Tree branch, my bad, tree branch.
No, it was a stick.
It was a tree branch, about the...
I'll show you pictures, I have it.
Which finger do I use? It's about the size of my arm.
He comes back around the corner and all he says to me is, I think the run's over today. And I said,
Actually, it was about that size right there.
that's a lie. That's an absolute total falsification.
All right. Look at this one then. This was something like this was stuck in my arm.
It was more like this.
Oh, please.
I have pictures.
Please.
I have
That's a
pictures.
baby.
Anyhow, so as I got closer to him, I noticed blood, and then I noticed the stick sticking out of his arm. And he asked me to pull it out,
And she wouldn't.
which no, stop interrupting this story.
She's gonna let me stand there and bleed to death.
I'm going the other direction because I'm tired of his interruptions. So he asked me to pull it out, and I literally put my hand on it and started to pull it out when I realized it had gone in one side of the skin and was coming back out the other side. And
It's through my forearm.
oh my God. And it was in a couple of different places, so you could tell if I tried to pull it out, it was going to be like a treble hook and grab on. So I said, we're going to the emergency room. He says, no, pull it out so we can finish. I said, no, we're going to the emergency room. I'm going the road so you won't bother me. I'm just trying to keep you from bothering me.
I'll go with you.
Anyway, so we get to the emergency room. Everybody's so excited to see this in the emergency room because all they've been seeing is COVID. So, long story short, not really, but they end up cutting it out. It had splintered into the muscle tissue. They cut all of that out. 3 weeks later, he's still having to keep it wrapped so that it doesn't get infected. But anyway, he thinks he's Superman now because he had a stick sticking out of his arm.
For tree branch. The nurse said tree branch.
Well, the nurse was wrong. And this, mind you people, is a nurse that didn't even see it. She was the nurse at the doctor's office afterwards.
Barbara's just trying to minimize my pain and suffering. And it was quite...
Traumatic.
No, I wouldn't say traumatic. I'm way tougher than traumatic, but it was quite the experience.
Oh God. It was gross. I'll give you that. And it still looks kind of gross.
Yeah, the bad part is it's healing really nicely. And so I'm probably not even going to have much of a scar there. And so my story is going to just diminish completely without a scar to go with it.
Except for all these embellishments you add.
Yeah, but which salad do you want?
I think for tonight, that one's probably going to be the best one. That's that one. The other one's kind of more of a specialized.
All right, anything else with it?
I don't need anything else with it.
Good.
Night one supper. can't see anything. I wonder if this works. Oh, look at there.
Hello. So, we're at the end of day one. My wife has told me probably a dozen times that she's sick of me.
It's just day one.
It's just the end of day one. I know there's a lot of you out there that really have a little empathy and a little sympathy
For me.
for Barbara.
Yeah.
And it's probably due, but she could be a little nicer. Just saying. Just a little.
I could be, but it's probably not going to happen.
End of day one, we're in the
Yes.
mountains in New Mexico, just outside of Cuba.
Cuba, Craig, not Cuba.
Santa Fe National Forest. We decided we'd just sleep in the back of the expedition because it's supposed to have about a 50% chance of thunderstorms all night. And we really don't want to have to deal with the wet tent tomorrow. So we just said, you know what? We'll just sleep in the back of the expedition. Got it parked on as flat ground as we can, and we're chilling.
Yeah. Watched a movie, The Barkley Marathon. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah. No, we're not Netflix and chilling. We're just chilling
No.
and watching movies.
It was actually Prime Video and chilling.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that's the end of night one.
Day one. Night one's
Yeah.
just starting.
Well, that's true.
No, this is night two. We
Not
we
really.
spent the night in the hotel in Lubbock last night.
But I don't count that.
Well, you have to count it because you had to get out of Texas.
I still don't count that. But anyway, this was the full day
See
one.
how challenging she is. I just got the I'm sick of you look again. That's 13 times today. Baker's dozen.
Yeah. Anyhow, we will see you all in the morning. The light went
Adios.
out, so it's time to go.
Time to go to bed.
Good night.
Good night. Bye. Hope the battery didn't just run dead.
Out of the